you guys are an impressive group. This is outstanding. All right, I'm Diane Hunt, Chief Marketing Officer of US Foods. So what did you take away from David's presentation? Challenges? Yeah, there's challenges. But I see opportunity. Opportunity for each of you to find a way to grow share no matter what's happening around you. Anybody out there have 100% market share? Great, I didn't think so. Which means you have the opportunity to grow by offering a better value proposition than your neighbor. So today, I'm gonna help you figure out exactly how to take advantage of things that are going on around you to do just that. And those costs and those challenges, guys, you have weathered those before. And there's ways that you can weather them again. We're gonna talk through that too. So we're gonna do it under the context of something I call 3 shifts. So shifts are fundamental changes in what's happening around you. It's not a trend. It's not mom jeans. God, I hope that's a trend. It's a shift. It's never going to go back. So if you don't react to that shift, you lose. So let's talk through what some of those shifts are. Let's start with the first one, which is customer expectations. Customer expectations are always changing. And so you might be like, well, why is that a shift? Why now? Why talk about it now? And I would say it's because we've gone through what I would call a step function change in what customers expect. It's been driven by 2 things. The first is that Amazon effect. It's so bad they gave it a name, right? The Amazon effect. That you can get virtually any product you want right away. Next day, they start with 2 days. Now you can get it same day. That Amazon effect has changed the way customers think about products and services. It's turned us all into major procrastinators. Why plan ahead when Amazon can save my butt and get it to me right away? So we all do that. We put things off. Here's the second thing that's changed. Instant gratification. You guys all have that phone, right? In your hand all the time. Guarantee half of you have it in your hand right now. That phone, thank you, Sean, I see that right there. That phone has been this source of instant gratification. Come on, you know it. You look at it all the time. Got a text message? Woo. Another like? Yeah. Short TikTok video, man, that was cool, and I just leveled up in my game. All of that are mini shots of dopamine. Yeah, you didn't know it, but everybody in this room is a microdoser. You guys are microdosing dopamine constantly. You crave it. You can't go without it. Sitting at the traffic light, bam, little shot of dopamine. Standing in line at the grocery store, little shot of dopamine, feels so good. Anybody who's in this audience right now looking at your phone for that shot of dopamine, don't do it. I'm going to provide it for you. I'm going to give you your shot of dopamine. So those things are changing customer behavior. And I want to make sure that you're positioned to take advantage of it. Because if you have customers who are delaying, procrastinating their decision, they're changing the way they're finding their dining establishment. So you guys have probably seen this before. Did you know that the search for terms like restaurants near me are about 800 million searches per month? Per month. This is the number of people who wait until they get to a destination to say, oh, hey, what's the answer to that inevitable difficult question of what's for dinner? They wait so long. A lot of you are probably thinking, yeah, that's been around forever. It's probably going out of style. Nope. Up 200%. Now, the reason it's going up is because of 2 things. Just told you one of them, because we have this incessant need to procrastinate, and we're all doing it. And then the second is because the answer to that question on Google or Siri or Alexa, you can ask any one of our 3 pals, is actually pretty good. So if they're returning a good answer, it's a pretty good way to search. So how do you guys do when 800 million people are looking for a place to eat? What we'll talk about is your Google Business Places directory. You want to make sure that this is optimized, because if it's not, you're missing out on 800 million diner opportunities. Now, you guys are our best operators, or you wouldn't be here. So I really hope you've all already paid attention to this. But I want to make sure you're really thinking through it. You want to make sure that you're optimized just not for a restaurant near you, but in this fictitious place. I'm operating my favorite food restaurant, fried chicken. So I'm going to make sure that fried chicken is in my Google Business Places directory. I'm also going to make sure that my location, which in this case could be Lincoln Park, Chicago, neighborhood, is also there, so that I'm showing up. So you want to make sure that you are visible, you are accurate, and you are prominent. What I mean by prominent is you want to make sure that people are going to your sites, going to your websites, visiting your social channels, so that Google thinks you're a really, really busy restaurant. Because just like restaurants, nobody goes to the ones that are empty. People go to busy restaurants. Google does the same thing. They're not going to serve up your restaurant as a solution if nobody's going there. So if all this sounds a little foreign to you, I have good news for you. We have 2 breakout sessions tomorrow that are devoted to social and digital marketing. We have an entire room full of restaurant operation consultants, we call them rocks, who can help you with this easy algorithm. They're in our tools and support area, and you can search them out. Final piece on this. Remember that thing I was talking about with instant gratification? You want to make sure you deliver on that. So if I'm searching for a place to eat, I want my dopamine shot. And my dopamine doesn't come until I have snagged myself a reservation or an online order. Allow me to get that shot of dopamine, because if I can't do those 2 things, I'm going to go to another site where I can. So you want to make sure that's part of your listing. US Foods is also focused on this idea of instant gratification. So we want to tell you today about some new things that are in process that we've already rolled out in a couple geographies across the market, and we'll continue to roll out across the country in the coming months. In addition to your scheduled standard delivery, we are offering next day delivery on those off days. We are also offering same day delivery of maybe those things that you didn't order, you forgot to order, you didn't know you needed. We're going to get them to you same day, because we need to meet your needs for instant gratification and maybe a little procrastination on your part. All right, let's talk about shift number 2, technology. I know I've already been talking about technology, but it's so big. Let's talk about it in a different context. So I'm going to tell you a little story. Maybe some of you are familiar with this. A manager says to one of their associates, I need you to do this project for me. And I want it fast, and I want it good, and I want it cheap. The associate looks at the manager and says, yeah, but I can only do 2 of those. Okay, if you haven't heard that before, I'm going to let you stew on that for a minute. Yeah? It's true, right? But technology changes that. Technology enables you to actually do all 3 of those things. Let's look at the first format here, because technology has so many different scopes. Let's look at tools, let's look at software. Those kiosks, they absolutely do that. Fast, good, cheap. What about a handheld POS system? Absolutely, they are delivering every single day on that value proposition. Want to do things fast? Turns tables faster. You guys know that. Want to do it good? Those handheld POS systems drive increased accuracy because you're getting the order right there at the table. And you want to talk about cheap? You absolutely can save labor with that. Technology can fundamentally change your business and make it fast, better, and more efficient. All those tools, all those software solutions will do that for you. So go check them out. Make a commitment today. If on your list of things, when Mike Binder presented in the beginning and you were scratching your head and saying, what are my challenges? If one of your challenges is about efficiency, make a commitment to use technology to solve one of those problems. Okay, let's talk about AI, because AI is super fun. And it's all over the place. You guys know this, right? I mean, you don't maybe think about it that way, but AI tells you what you're going to watch. You know, if I go to Netflix, it will absolutely tell me when the new series of Drive to Survive, my favorite, comes on. It'll tell me when I get in the car in the morning. I don't even say anything. It just pops up and says, hey, Diane, it's going to take you 17 minutes to get to US Foods office. Nice, 17 minutes is a good commute. It also tells me what to buy, like these really cool boots I got from Facebook. Didn't even know they existed until all of a sudden they're on my Facebook feed. I had to have them. I love them, by the way. You guys love them? Okay, so AI is changing everything. We have AI in Moxie. I'm going to talk about 3 specific applications. The first is this idea about intelligent search. So let's say you're searching for juice. We have a lot of different types of operators in the audience today. We're going to use AI to improve that. If you are a healthcare facility and you're searching for juice, the first response you get might be juice cups. If you're a family restaurant, maybe it's juice boxes for your kids' menu. If you're a bar and grill, maybe it's a couple bottles of cranberry juice. We're using information about you to make your search experience better. The second one is about helping you place orders more easily. What if, somebody at night was taking an order and all they did was scribble it on a piece of paper real fast? That ever happened? You come in the next morning, here's what you're supposed to order, it's on a piece of paper, and now you got to put it in. All you need to do now is just take a picture of it, scan it in, Moxie will convert that to an order. Boom, just like that. And then we have our Menu IQ. Menu IQ is an evolution from our Menu Profit Pro that we have today. Menu IQ kind of works the same way. You just take a picture of a recipe, and we will take that recipe, and we will give you a unit cost. Bump that unit cost up against what you're selling it for, you got profit. You guys, Moxie can be so powerful. So again, think about how you can use that tool to be more efficient in your operation. All right, let's talk about one other way we're using technology, AI, specifically generative AI. So you remember on those Google places, I was talking about being good and making sure you showed up. Having photos is a huge part of that. But you gotta have good photos, you guys. And I look at some of your websites, and you got good photos, and good photos are great because good photos sell product. Bad photos lose customers. Do not put bad photos on your website. But getting photos is hard, so we're going to make it easier for you because we're going to use our own system called Mosaic to help you generate images of your items before you even do it yourself. Let me give you an example. So this is a new Scoop item. It's coming out. You guys are getting like a sneak peek. It's in the Scoop zone across the hall. You're going to see it tomorrow. This is awesome. Okay, these are corn ribs. Now, we're going to use Mosaic to not only take those corn ribs, but to put it into the recipe and the menu item that you want to serve. Now, you're probably thinking, yeah, I could probably use like Midjourney to do this myself. I'm not sure. Number one, we have the unique items. Midjourney might not have that. Number two, we have copyright protected materials. And I just want to tell you and warn you just a little bit that using images that you create from generative AI, you want to make sure that it is copyright protected. And number three, we have this awesome team of US Foods menu managers who optimize this process for you. So in this example, we're going to take these corn ribs and we're going to create a dish of 5 pieces with a little cojita cheese, maybe some cilantro, just grill it just a little bit, side of lime, maybe a little thing of jalapeno aioli. Does that sound good? Yeah? And we're going to create this for you. This allows you to instantly make it an LTO so that you sell it. Now I'm going to tell you, generative AI doesn't always work. Here's an example of when we asked generative AI to give us some meatloaf with some mozzarella balls stuffed in it. Those guys are really stuffing those meatballs right into the meatloaf. But thankfully, our menu managers knew what to do, and they turned it into a save for us. All right, third and final shift, generations. We're going to talk for a second about Gen Z. Gen Z are folks aged about 13 to 27. Do we have any in the audience? I can't see hands, really. I'm just pretending. I'm looking at you up here. Oh, but don't worry. You're being seen. You are seen. You are heard. We're listening to you. All right, but let's figure out why this is so important. So Gen Z is about 20% of the workforce. Gen Z is 49% of your workforce. Guys, that is a lot. So you're going to need to pay attention to how do you hire, keep, retain, and maximize those Gen Z kids. In addition, they are the most frequent dining cohort. They don't spend the most, but they go out the most. So you're going to want to make sure that you're finding a way to appeal to a Gen Z customer. So let's dig into them a little bit. Who are these kids? They are the offspring of Gen X. And I bet we got a lot of Gen X out here. It's okay, we're not that old. Darn it, say you're Gen X, it's okay. Well, guys, we are the neglected generation, right? We're the latchkey kids. We were the first generation that had microwaves, so we had to cook our own dinner. Our parents watched public service announcements to make sure that they got off the street at 10 o'clock at night. So we kind of boomeranged a little bit, and we took care of those Gen Z kids. Anybody got Gen Z kids? Yeah, that's it, really? No, there's more of them out there. Gen Z is the offspring of Gen X, and they're a little bit different. We had high expectations for them. What they say about millennials, right? The millennials, everyone's a winner, everybody gets a ribbon. Gen Z, nobody can be a loser. Every single one of them has to succeed because we, as Gen X parents, wanted our kids to succeed. So we've put an awful lot of pressure on those kids. And you know what? As a result, those kids, man, they are woke, they are broke, and they are complicated. That is not a US Foods term, just for the record. My HR department made sure I said that. That's what the analysts call them. So let's break this down a little bit. Yeah, they're woke. Of course they are. They're actually the most ethically diverse generation that we've ever had. So it's really important to them that we have and embrace diversity. More important, that we embrace equity and inclusion. In addition, they've come to life during a period of social awakening unlike any other. So yeah, they're woke. Are they broke? I don't know. Let's look at the math on this. So they're actually the highest earning generation ever. This is inflation adjusted. So they earn a lot of money. But they have two things. The first thing they have is something called committed consumption. They have to buy a lot of stuff that we never had to buy. You know what those things are, right? Your cell phone, all the streaming services they got to pay for, the gaming services they got to pay for, the sports club. They pay for a lot of stuff we didn't have to. The second thing, and probably the bigger, is that things cost a lot of money these days, you guys. Cars cost them more money. Homes cost them more money. Their education costs them more money. Getting a loan, the interest rate is higher than it's ever been, which is why this generation actually has the highest amount of credit card debt of any generation that's come before them. So yeah, they're cash strapped. That means they need a job, but it also means they want to dine frugally. Finally, let's talk about them being committed. Complicated, they are complicated. But here, part of it is we've enabled them to share their feelings. So they are okay. They are the first generation to go into a workforce and feel okay telling their boss they're stressed out. Do your kids tell you that all the time, how stressed out they are? Yeah, they are definitely stressed out. They feel stressed out at work, and they will tell you they are stressed out at work, more so than any generation before them. So you want to make sure when you're employing Gen Z that you are providing an environment for them where you can reduce that stress, which means aligning very clear expectations right from the beginning, giving them some flexibility, giving them accountability. Yes, they want that, but also giving them guidance and feedback on how they're doing. So it's not hard, and they are good workers. You just have to find a way to help them do that and feel comfortable in what they're doing. All right, let's talk about their dining habits. So as I mentioned, this is the most ethnically diverse. So of course they like ethnically diverse restaurants. And if they're dining at something that's just like a regular bar and grill, they actually want ethnic flavors in there. So bring out those gochujang wings and you got a winner. But let's talk about health, because that's super important to them. I know my 22-year-old actually meal preps on Sunday night. Can you believe that? Oh, I didn't even know what that was when I was 22. He makes these salmon bowls with quinoa. I'm like, dang, that looks good. But then he's also 100% committed to going to Chick-fil-A enough to maintain his red status. So, he's a little complicated, wouldn't you say? Anyway, these kids, they definitely are looking at health in a different way. Half of them, 40%, want to add things. They want to add protein, antioxidants, the function of their food. The other half, they want to take things away. Take away the soy, take away the gluten, take away the sugar. In order to appeal to them, you need to enable them to personalize that menu experience. Don't make them feel guilty about it. Give them transparency to make those decisions in your establishment so that they can feel comfortable that they can add or take away and find a way to do that works for you too. And then finally, shareable. They definitely want to share at the table because, come on, they can't afford to all buy their own dinner anyway. But they also want to share on Instagram because if it's not cool enough to put on Instagram, it didn't even happen. All right, so I've shared a lot with you guys today. I'm just going to drill it down into 3 kind of summary things, and I don't even know if it matches what's on the slide. I can't read it. I don't have my glasses on. So I'm just going to say 3 things. Number 1, as I said before, please make a commitment while you are here to utilize technology to drive efficiency in your business. Guys, if you do not do it, you will be left behind. It's easy. Stop by tools. Get some support. We can help you. Number 2, find a way to make your menu acceptable to all generations, so that everybody can come and find something that they like or personalize it to be something that they need. And then finally, number 3, don't worry, we're here to help you make it.